Welcome everybody to the Intel Esports Arena for the CSGO Pro League once again. It is the road to Odense. It's a long and windy road, but we're definitely still on it. My name is Dan Gaskin, and joining me on the desk again today is, of course, Sponge and Yanko. Guys, sleep okay in your penthouse?
Why don't you have an alias?
I'm Dan Gaskin. Dan, don't call me Dan Gaskin.
Oh, so he stole it from Joe.
Yeah.
Joe, don't call me Joe Miller.
Yeah.
Miller, Joe Miller.
He could have been Dan G and stole it from Henry.
Yeah, but I think we already have enough people stealing from Henry. You know, Kenny S.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Kenny actually took his alias from Henry.
All the best hoppers.
Yeah. I think we slept better than you.
Yeah?
No, you slept all right. You just didn't have any hot water.
I had hot water later in the afternoon. It just wasn't there in the morning.
It's slowly improving, right? I mean, you didn't sleep for 24 hours, getting any sleep. You know, can't get sleep and a shower. What would that be? Only the golden boy.
That would just be
that.
wrong.
True.
Yeah, you can only have one thing. Right, before we get into the matches today, let's take a look at the North American standings then after the games that we saw last night. Optic still at the top, but Splice moved up after a victory yesterday.
Yeah, there was only one game yesterday. The other one got rescheduled, and I believe that is because of the hurricane, Old Mate Irma. There's some of those players live in Florida and whatnot, and I think it gets pretty windy out in that part of town.
I think it's safety first, Chad. Safe to say, you know, games can always be rescheduled, lives can't.
I think it's probably because of the power outages rather than the wind. I don't think they would have been like too concerned about like the hair blowing around.
What do you think causes power outages? I think if the wind knocks over power poles, then the power goes out.
Maybe.
Yes, or maybe the floods, it gets flooded and
Look, there's lots of reasons, but let's not criticize me for thinking it was the wind.
We can if you really want, but
sorry,
it's okay. I'll let you off this time.
We'll never criticize you again.
All right, let's move across then to Europe and see how the Europe standings are after match days yesterday. I mean, is it starting to shape up, guys? Is this what we were expecting to see?
No.
Great.
Yes and no, I guess.
It's
There's a
still
lot of teams still haven't played a lot of games. For example, Mouse Sports at the bottom of the table, only having played 4 games. They just came from Mykonos and you know, winning the whole thing. So obviously you expect them to have some good performances, be in contention for the LAN playoffs. Navi as well, 2 and 4. So I think there's still a lot of teams that can, you know, go higher up in the standings, and someone as Heroic is going to have a tough time staying in that 4th place.
It is a long season and should start shaping up sooner rather than later. All right, let's have a look at today's fixtures then and see what you'll be watching at home. Coming up, we have HellRaisers versus LDLC and then Big versus Godsent. No hot match of the week today, unfortunately, Sponge. You can't get excited about it, but we do have some decent games. Obviously not the best of games that we could see in Pro League, but hopefully still some good ones. So let's start with the discussion then. HellRaisers versus LDLC. What can you guys tell me about HellRaisers? Because ever since I've been watching HellRaisers for many a year now, they seem to have kind of got worse and worse progressively. I mean, losing Styko seemed to be a big one for me.
Pleasantly surprised, I think, is where I'm going to take this one. Is because when we saw them with Woxic and Iser in the debut on the mainstream, they actually played some decent Counter-Strike on Overpass in terms of the way that they approached their mid-round. And I thought that, you know, they were getting opening kills, and from there they were just waiting for the CTs to play for mid-round aggression, and they capitalized. And I thought that was really good to see from such a young team, especially with 2 players who are coming in basically from FPL. They're untested otherwise. So them to come into Tier 1 Counter-Strike and look okay, that's the best way to put it. They looked okay. It's pretty good, and I think that's a good start for HellRaisers. And they, like LDLC, like the Godsents of the world, like these other teams, just want to fight to not be relegated.
Absolutely, and you know, the thing you look for with a team like HellRaisers is the trend, right? How are they going to approach the game? And you know, even in their loss here against NIP on Inferno, we still saw good things from them on the T side, despite just winning 2 rounds, right? You could see that they were trying, you know, to go for some set pieces. They were trying to establish map control. Sure, it didn't work that often. You know, the execution wasn't really on point. Timing, spacing was off a little bit, but that's something that you can improve with practice and with time, right? If you saw them play a different brand of Counter-Strike completely, that's where you would wonder, okay, even with time, is this going to get any better because the approach is bad? So the approach is good for HellRaisers. It's just the execution still needs to be worked on.
Something we have to note as well is the roles have changed since this roster change. Since losing Styko and Bondik has gone to the transfer list, I believe it's called. So
we have that as well.
Yeah, and they put Woxic as the main AWPer, which was Dead Fox previously. Now he seems to be doing more of a rifling, and I guess he's secondary AWPer in the squad, and it seems to fit his role better. In interviews, it was said that he never wanted to be a primary AWPer. He kind of just had to do it in that squad. And I think today they actually signed Woxic as a full-time player. He's no longer a stand-in.
I believe
he was on trial, so now he's officially signed, and Issa is not on trial. He's just a stand-in, so that maybe, you know, hints at a different player coming in his place. And if that's indeed the case, you know, you also wonder, well, how you know, as a player in this type of a situation, if you know perhaps that you're not going to be on the team, how do you motivate yourself to perform? But I think for a guy like Isak, he's definitely looking to, you know, give a good performance, because that, if nothing else, is, you know, good recommendation. Proving ground for him.
It could go two ways, right? You could either want to play very well to impress them, or you can just be like, well, if I'm not going to be on the team anyway, what's the point?
Yeah,
but
screw you guys.
Hopefully it's the earlier.
Easy kills.
I wonder how they factor that into the Betway odds we just saw, because they did have HellRaisers as the favorite over LDLC.
I wonder if they know this. This
Maybe,
is information they don't have.
Maybe they should listen to our segments before they put the odds up.
They need better researchers. Okay, so we
It's
spoke
only
about
insider
HellRaisers.
information if you get caught, Chad.
Yeah, we got to be careful with all that info we're throwing out there.
Jesus.
Too much information can't be a good thing sometimes. So LDLC, of course, we saw yesterday. They were 0-2, and now they are 2-2 after the win over Godsent. How are you feeling about them coming in today? Because yesterday it felt like they were playing against an underwhelming Godsent, a Godsent that probably wasn't on form.
Saying that a Godsent wasn't 100%, I think, is a fair statement. That asterisk there of Schneider, he recommended from the doctors not to play. And I heard through the grapevine that it was short notice and that he had to play. They couldn't get Pitt to fill in for him because of whatever reason. Maybe he was at the gym.
He's going to the gym a lot these days.
Okay.
I saw it on Twitter.
Oh, that's pretty good. So they couldn't get him to fill in, and Schneider didn't play terribly, right? He obviously still had his impact. It's just
The auto sniper.
The auto sniper was maybe because of his vision being impaired or slightly hampered by the surgery. So there's little bits and pieces there. But moving back to the LDLC thread, they actually look like a good roster. Some glaring mistakes, like leaving the bomb when doing set executes on the sites, happen time and time again on overpass. Toinu maybe making some blunders with AVP re-peeking when he didn't need to. But all in all, they seem to have a good game plan. And I think they're evolving as a squad. They're very up and down there. They can beat some good teams and lose to bad teams.
I think they still are, you know, their decision making is still very high risk at times when there's no need to go for high risk plays. And as a cause of that, the results that they have are going to be very volatile, because with those plays, it's, you know, it's very hard to grind out games. It's either going to win you those crucial rounds and then you're going to run away with the game, or it's going to go the other way and the game is going to snowball out of control. So for me, I think HellRaisers looked better. They were more stable in their play. But with that being said, LDLC, if those high risk plays go their way, they can get the edge here over HellRaisers.
Well, HellRaisers are 2-8 in the league at the moment, but I guess the
Bloody hell.
saving grace for them.
They play that many games.
Bloody hell.
Yeah, it's a lot of
Mostly
games.
on the B stream.
They played a lot. That's only 2 weeks as
You
well.
weren't
playing
giving us
that
a
many
lot of
games.
updates, Chad.
Yeah, I didn't do enough B-Stream updates. I apologize to everybody. No B-Stream this week.
This week.
There isn't. But this week we have the mainstream.
Well, HellRaisers are pretty cooked then, aren't they? They need this kind of victory. This is an important game because HellRaisers need the victory to make sure they stay out of the bottom three.
The saving grace is that they have won Cash and they've won Overpass. They're the only two maps they've won so far this season, and they're playing Cash and Overpass. First map being Cash. Any initial thoughts on Cash in this matchup?
I think it's one that can kind of favor Existence's squad if they can get the ball rolling with the executes, because you can easily pace off of that. But then on the other side of things, if a HellRaisers player like Zero, who we've seen drop 30s this season so far, steps up and has a really good individual game, he can just put a stop to that himself. Something that I want to note is that LDLC last night, we saw them do that UMP strategy where they, yeah. But I actually did a bit of reconnaissance. I was watching some of the demos, checking what they were doing, and they've actually, on CT sides, when they're losing a consecutive amount of rounds and they get that max loss bonus, they actually do like gambit buys where they take stacks, they go super aggressive on the CT side, and they upgrade like a couple of SMGs. So obviously this is something quirky that Existence has been toying with, or at least trying. So maybe we see those kind of plays come out again. It could shake things up for HellRaisers.
It definitely seemed like LDLC were experimenting a little bit yesterday. Maybe they sensed blood a little bit with Godsent. Do you think that will be different today against a squad like HellRaisers?
No, I think they're going to keep going with the same style. Another interesting thing is like the update that we had, right? I mean, it's changed the pistols. It's still in the beta, but it's going to be interesting to see whether teams will, you know, preemptively change their strategies a little bit. It made some of the pistols, most notably the P250 isn't anymore, you know, one shot headshot. It can't kill you with just one bullet. So whether we will see different strategies, or maybe more use of some of the other guns, or maybe less force buys and more just pure eco, so you focus more on the gun rounds. But with all that being said, I still favor HellRaisers, because Cash, despite it being, you know, perhaps a good map for a tactical team like LDLC, and it's a very dynamic map. There's a lot of things you can do on both the T and the CT side. There are a lot of after plans. You know, it's not that difficult to plant the bomb, especially on the A site, and that's where decision making is very important in those after plan situations. And it has been very questionable for LDLC so far. So I think that gives the edge over to the guys from HellRaisers.
I mean, you were speaking about the Betway odds as well. LDLC haven't played Cash since they lost to Fnatic in week 1. Well, they haven't played it competitively anyway. They've probably practiced it plenty. Do you think that maybe it's just a weak map for LDLC, and that's why HellRaisers should have this advantage?
In this veto system, you can get rid of it, right? We're not going to get stuck into the veto system, but there's blind vetoes, and they just couldn't. They don't have to play this map, right? So they're obviously confident enough to leave it in to go up against HellRaisers, or somehow they got completely juked. Maybe they forgot to veto. Who knows? But
like Shocks last year.
I would say most likely scenario, they don't look at it as one of their weakest maps. It's something which they have probably no issue playing, but they have had some bad results on it. Like I think they played Space Soldiers in the ECS Development League, and they had a rough time there, if memory serves. And it's a map which I think you can be streaky on with individuals. If Toyno, for example, was having a good game with the AWP, and his dumb decisions don't turn out to be dumb, like it actually works for him. Well, it's true. We've seen him make some terrible blunders.
If dumb decisions turn out to be dumb, but they work.
Yes,
it's a better way to put it.
They're still going to be dumb regardless. But it might pay off, and it means that they can get those rounds that they need. But I think they take too many gambles on this LDLC side. Like they actually use stacks, or they try and be maybe a little bit too cheeky with their attempts. And the problem with that is once it doesn't work, you're kind of behind the 8 ball, and it can snowball out of control. So if HellRaisers play fundamentally sound like we've seen them do on their T sides, I'm with Yanko. I have to give them the edge.
It's going to depend a lot on the reads, right, in this game. If the Ts decide to go for a fast mid-take and they run into a 1-3-1 setup, the round can fall apart right then and there. And you already talked about LDLC and how they can have a gambling style at times on the T side, right, go for surprise plays. And in that case, it's a matter of, did you get the right read? If you're going to a site and it's weakened because they're going for map control elsewhere, well, then with a good entry kill or just a simple 1-for-1 trade, you already get entrance into the site, plant the bomb, and at that point in time, you're in a big advantage in the round. So, reads plus that decision-making, I think, are going to be the two crucial aspects in this game.
And HellRaisers have been struggling a little bit in a lot of competitions as of late. They didn't manage to qualify for DreamHack Montreal. That was quite a disappointment for them. They got top 4 at DreamHack Atlanta, but there was no one at DreamHack Atlanta, right? So even that was pretty much a disappointment for them as well. Are those kind of things going to run into a competition like that, where they're going to be playing on their minds, they're 2-8, they're struggling in everything? They really need a turnaround spot. Do you think today could be that?
They're still trying to find their identity. I think like a lot of the teams that we're going to show this week in Pro League are all, you could almost argue, shouldn't even be in Pro League, or obviously they've earned their way in through Mountain Dew League, this, that, and the other, and they've won in relegation. But there's teams in Mountain Dew League who I would put above these guys, right? Now, it is online Counter-Strike. Yes. And Gambit. There's probably a couple of Space Soldiers, actually, as well. These kind of teams that I might put ahead of these guys. But the thing is with these squads, I don't know if HellRaisers need a turning point. They're still very new into this roster, ever since having Sticko poached and then Bondik's gone, well, I've had enough of this. Don't want to be a part of this anymore. It's very difficult for this team to get back on track, and I guess they just kind of have to feel out and see where they end up throughout Pro League. So a turning point I don't think is what they're looking for. I just think trying to find some consistent form, right? And if they can, they're going to look at LDLC and think this is one of the weakest teams along with us in all of Pro League, so we should be looking to put up a good fight and put up a 2-0. So for their whole season, I'm not going to say turning point, but I'm going to say they definitely want the win.
And you touched upon Virtus Pro there as well. Now, I know this is completely off subject, but how are Virtus Pro doing in the Manager League? Do you know? Are they doing?
Haven't started yet.
It hasn't even started.
Yeah,
okay.
no. On the weekend, I almost pulled the whole set down. On the weekend of the 24th, I think the Mountain Dew League finals for last season are going to be happening. I don't know where the final is, but it's happening somewhere. And then after that, I think it's the 25th or something like that is when the next season kicks off of this month. So they haven't started playing yet.
And this season doesn't have any effect on Pro League, right? This is just a Mountain Dew League season, which doesn't offer promotion into Pro League. That's why I believe VP isn't even playing games as of right now in that league. So for next league, when actually the standings matter for promotion into Pro League, I think that's when we're going to see VP and Gambit and likes of Flipside as well. For example, Space Soldiers, Chad already mentioned. These teams are going to definitely be vying for that top spot and try to get back into Pro League.
Well, I guess I can push you guys for some predictions then for this first map. Maybe a scoreline prediction. Cash as map 1. How do you think it's going to go down?
So I'm not going to do it because we picked the most middle ground map
Damn
with
it.
two teams who both just want the W. And
Golden Boy does what Golden Boy wants.
It's pretty 50-50. So I can bring up a coin toss application right here. And I will make
G2esports.com.
Yeah, loading up now. Lothar's on here as well.
Oh,
okay. So we're going to go with a novelty coin. I think we'll go with the American voting coin from 2004. That'll be my one.
that sounds okay.
Let's make heads HellRaisers and tails LDLC. Flipping the coin.
Always go for head, Chad.
Okay. Somehow I flipped 2 coins. So we're going to go back. We just want 1 coin.
One coin, please.
One coin. Sorry, guys. Flipping it again. Here we go. Heads. So HellRaisers is going to win. Scoreline. Dan, how old are you?
I'm 26.
Okay, so if we do the maths there, it's going to be... How old are you, Yanko?
25.
Okay. I don't know how...
How old are you, Chad?
28.
30. Oh, okay.
Great. Let's go with 16-7 in HellRaisers' favor.
How is that like compared to our age?
I don't know. I thought I could...
I thought you were going to say 26,
there.
so like 16 to 10, 26 combined rounds. That makes sense.
Yeah, that would have been good, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not so quick on my feet.
All right, are you going to give me an actual prediction whilst he's fanning around with the...
Yes, HellRaisers.
HellRaisers. What kind of scoreline?
16 to 10.
That's exactly the same. It's not helping.
Well, what can I say? Chad has a very strong prediction.
You can't go against fate.
You can't go against fate. Right, so we'll discuss New York then, because you're going to go to New York, of course. And how are you feeling about that tournament in general? Obviously, none of these teams are going to New York, and that's why these teams are playing this week, because they're free and they're able to play. What should we be expecting going into New York?
I'm really excited about New York, and let me tell you why.
Okay.
So we got Liquid and Envious, for example, in more of an online format, and Cloud9 a little bit as well, are looking like they're on the rise. Cloud9, I guess you could argue until the cows come home that they're not really on the rise, but they could be, which is exciting, right? So those teams obviously have a lot to prove. Then you have the likes of Na'Vi and VP. Na'Vi, they've re-added Zeus, so they want to show that they're a good squad now that he's been brought back into the team, that they can get a lot done. And that making the move away from Guardian back to him is a good one. And then VP, obviously, they have, these guys are down and out. They not only need the win for their fans, but I think it's for themselves to prove that, hey, they can still get up the big games. And then you have Astralis and SK, who are the teams who we could argue are 1 and 2 in the world right now, who have had lackluster results over the last, since the major. Right? They'd both be pretty unhappy with how things went at the major, and I think they have a lot to prove as well. So there's a lot of exciting storylines, and there's no concrete number one coming into this event.
The problem is because of the different upsets and, Astralis missing ESL 1 Colo, things like that, we haven't really had, these best teams in the world face each other, or we have, for example, FaZe play Astralis 3 times in a row, but then they don't play SK, or Astralis doesn't play G2, and we don't know what would happen in those scenarios. Like, what has Astralis done in the last couple of months? They've dropped they've dropped in the semifinals to Gambit at the major. They didn't play Cologne. They lost in the semis to SK at ECS finals. We had Malmo. They lost in the quarters to Gambit. Is that the top 2 team in the world based on results? Definitely not. But the problem is some of the other teams haven't had really more consistent results than Astralis. And because of the way, I think more than anything else, because of the way Astralis approaches the game, because they're so fundamentally sound at playing the game, that's why we always put them towards the top, because you can always expect from them to be consistent. I mean, up until Malmo, they made top 4 at every single tournament with Glaive. That's almost a year of making consecutive top 4 placements at every tournament, right? That's something that no other team managed to do. So I think that's the main reason. But you really want to see Astralis, win a tournament. Prove that they can still win tournaments and beat whether it's FaZe or SK or probably both of those teams along the way.
I do love that Astralis have got their own fitness coach now as well, and they're really pumping
Jack
iron,
and Jones sponsorship,
hoping that it's really going to help. But I believe game number 1 is just about ready. It's going to be Cash. It's going to be LDLC versus HellRaisers, and once again we have Pansy and Henry casting it.
Yeah, thank you so much, guys. And I don't know what to make of this one, if I'm honest, Henry. There's a lot to be said, but anything jump to your mind to start with?
The coin has spoken. Chad did flip a coin, and it seems like HellRaisers is going to win. I disagree. I think, from what I saw from LDLC, I think they look pretty good. Wasn't the most promising of performances there, but still, I feel like they're a solid unit right now. We've got some new players in the HellRaisers lineup, players I'm not familiar with. I'm not going to lie. So I'm interested to see what they bring to the table here. Issa and Woxic. Have you got any information on these guys?
Woxic is your FPL god, right?
He's one of those guys.
One of those.
All right.
A bit of a community question mark, right? He's one who's got plenty of those clips that keep people guessing.
Could he be the new Rops?
He could be. He's very similar vein, I think, the way the community seemed to respond to him to this point. But, he's got a lot of firepower, does a lot of work. So I was impressed with him so far, and he's somewhat the same. Curious to see how well they go, but both of them kind of coming through that vein of, the individual kind of powerhouses.
Sure.
But all in all, they didn't do badly when we saw HellRaisers last time. So, again, I'm not writing them off of anything here. But LDLC, I think we, got a glimpse of them. We saw Maniac being pretty decent, spot on. A couple of issues with Twanu with the positioning, certainly quite all right. But overall, both these teams certainly showing okay so far.
Well, for now, we do have Issa over towards the squeaky door, lying in wait while his teammates boost up towards middle. This could be some sort of A split here. 2 players do go up. They've got 1 smoke to work with it. That's in the back pocket of Dead Fox. But look at this 3-man stack towards the A side from LDLC. Very interesting. Devil in the MBK position. Twanu holding quad, and Alex just next to him as well. With existence here, waiting for any players boosted up, and he could find a couple as the final play comes through.
Yeah, he's going to get that first bit of contact, fall off it. And HellRaisers put the 4 players towards middle. Zero's tendering through the vents, and Twanu...
Go, right?
No, I don't think it has. There's still got a lot of room to be seen on. But actually, HellRaisers got a lot of real estate here. If Devil goes down, he doesn't, though. He stays alive, and it allows Alex to get played in, and played in very well. That was a shutout.
There's a smoke on the ticket booth. That can't be right. And so the idea of that is they're going to do an A split. They put the smoke down the top of Highway, and then you can get as close to the side as possible, and then you flash through.
Yeah.
So you're not going to get wrecked by the quad player who's got his signed as USP. I don't think it's supposed to go on top of the ticket booth.
No.
I can't think of a world.
Was it Dead Fox who put it in as well?
Yeah, it was. So you can see right now that smoke's like they're getting wrecked from quad as they're trying to run up, and like you're already committed at that point, and then they're not thinking about CT spawn when they cross over. That was just a horrible round from HellRaisers. Just everything went wrong. Like nothing went well. That one smoke like really did let them down.
Yeah, Dead Fox. Curious to see how he deals going forward, but already Devil gonna make it uncomfortable. Very aggressive, even against these pistols. Are we playing on the new update? I'm kind of wondering.
No, that's only in beta right now.
It's
isn't
in
it?
beta still.
Yeah, it's one of those ones.
Gotcha.
Opt-in sort of thing.
I really want to see that with
Which
the new
is quite
aim
good.
punch.
I think all things considered, like that's quite a significant change.
Oh, it is. It's certainly big. A lot of the
So-
change around pistols and how everything works.
Yeah, absolutely. With the PT50 as well. Like,
Oh, yeah.
Becoming a real thing in pistol rounds. Like it's going to be quite interesting to see how that develops.
No, I will look forward to that coming through eventually once it's been kind of tried and tested, I guess. But for now, I can imagine we'll stay as is. But again, HellRaisers, they will be staying as is too. They're only on the Glocks. Not having much success early on. A couple of fumbles here and there, certainly making it more tricky for them to get that early footing into the game. But good stuff for LDLC. Certainly a nice way to get back into this.
Well, Devil, he is looking to get aggressive here. Does push towards Squeaky Door, gets nothing for it, so he'll fall back to the bomb site here. Doesn't want to hold the position. Closes the door behind him. Here's Polite. And goes back towards A main, where he'll be fighting Woxic here, like you said. Bit of an aim star coming from the pug scene, from what you've told me. But I'm interested to see what he does here on the Pro League stage.
Yeah, I think we all are a little curious to see if it becomes a consistent thing, if he just kind of flourishes in that environment, if there's a bit more to him. Certainly, seemingly doing well enough to be considered by HellRaisers there as someone they need to get into the side, and always good to be seen a new bit of a face coming out. But already a bit of a play coming out from Squeaky 2, and well, it didn't go so well. No bomb plant to be seen, no kills to come through, and Twanu this time, very solid as a rock.
Orb comes out for Woxic, presumably he goes down to Dead Fox, and there's
No,
something. Oh, that's a new thing now?
Yeah, Dead Fox is not the AWPer anymore.
How is that a thing? He's been a superstar. He's always that guy who's like, you know what? Like, if he can actually have a game without Orb, he's going to win it for them.
I was actually impressed with Woxic.
Did I miss this in like week 2? I wasn't here.
Yeah, it was the week you weren't here. I think it was while Mykonos was on as well. One of those sort of things. So, yeah, Woxic has come in. Quite decent with it too. Can rifle as well. So, again, it certainly caught my attention. And wow, that was very aggressive from LDLC. Alex goes down, Zero getting into that action, but Twanu as well, going to find his own place with the AWP, finding Angel. But all in all, HellRaisers, a lot of aggression to handle early on. I didn't expect this from LDLC.
It's the first gun round. You've got a couple of SMGs in hand as well. You want to get in there, shut down any sort of set piece or adjustment they've got, especially in that low on utility. If you go down 3-0, no bombs being planted as well. You don't have the best of buys. But, like you said, HellRaisers ready and waiting for it. Still going to be 4-4 with 0 and 10 HP as well. So City's still happy to explore the idea of pushing a little bit further. Devil going right up to the choke point here of main entrance. He's going to get the AK-47. Nice upgrade from him. That's the final SMG going down. Re-smokes it just to make sure he has a clear retreat. He'll probably be aware they had the gun drop, so that's why he drops the smoke just in case. Boosting up Issa here. Interested to see what he brings to the table as well. Twanu's holding towards middle. Had a great performance yesterday with the AWP. We'll see whether he can continue that form here in round number 4.
Yeah, a little bit of pressure beginning to mount towards middle, just purely that smoke towards connector, forcing Twanu to respond in kind. And Issa already going to work his way out. Smoke in, and that's going to be Maniac's position now noted. Woxic and Zero both know it. Issa did strike towards middle. He found Twanu by the white box in middle. Maniac now needs to make his mind up. Now he's pincered. Now he's in a bit of trouble. Players in front, players behind. But what? Where was the communication? They came straight through. Able to gain one there. That's Dead Fox gone, but now we're into a 3v1. Devil, we knew he was aggressive. He was the man who pushed up A main. He made it uncomfortable, but can he do more? Zero goes down. We're into a 1v2, but does he know much more about this, or
he's out?
He's off. He's had enough. He's done all right. Found one. Back away.
went down to low HP, and unfortunately there, with the bomb down, 2 players to find as well, got no kit. He's going to go towards like CT spawn potentially here, maybe find some exit kills, just get in a different position completely as he was towards the B storage area.
And gets
the AWP, that's quite nice. Ooh. I was thinking about not taking it, but there it is. Picks that up, and that's going to be a nice high-value weapon to save into the next round. They can buy, like we said, it was a bit of a bonus situation. A couple of MP9s and UMPs left over from the previous round. Try and get aggressive at the very start, catch them off guard, throw a spanner into the works there, but HellRaisers handling it very well. And Issa, that's the way you're kept pronouncing it, right?
I'm just going for it, yep.
Issa, is that confirmed? Issa seems more natural to me.
Does it?
Yeah.
Why?
Because it's an I. So it's like Issa. You're not saying Issa? I'll do what you want to do. Like, it's fine.
I have no idea. I'm just committing.
Okay.
So if you want to go for your own thing,
I'll do mine. You do yours, and let's see who gets more hate on Twitter.
Matt mispronounced. Is it Biawi?
Yeah, I hate that so much, but he insists it's the correct way to say it. But I'm like, Matt, we're not Polish, so like we don't have to do that. No one else is doing that.
Yeah, but if anyone can let us know how you say Issa, or however you want to go for its name, let us know. Lots of smokes in mid. The double smoke wall is actually quite nice. It'll isolate the players push forward, and Maniac gets crunched in towards this. But will they expect that many more players? There's still 2 players in mid here from the CT side.
A couple of frags now coming in. Woxy does take down Existence towards B. At the same time, the B side open, and Alex trying to frag back. He does damage to 2, but only kills 1. And it's going to be the 4-on-2 now. Twanu and Devil trying to recover this situation. I don't think they've got much of a chance. Twanu is towards Highway, trying to block them getting towards the vents. That's the last hope they really have. If he can do anything about this, maybe something can be done. Good Molotov drops, and does it cause any damage to actually make them push? This is down to 8 HP, pushes towards short now, and that should be the frag coming in for him. Lovely work. Good timing. Here's Twanu shoot off that AWP and towards the connector as well. I'm quite impressed by him so far. Yeah,
I'm liking it. I think on Cash, you get that opportunity to play that quite, frag-focused game. Works well. So you can see he is going for the hard carry so far. Everyone else on HellRaisers just sitting on 1. And everything else working quite nicely. But there's a little bit of threat in middle, I guess, if maybe Twanu or whoever else was left alive maybe caught the bomb trying to cross. It could have maybe gone another way, but it was controlled well, and HellRaisers look like they've recovered from that first couple of rounds that certainly sent them back. But all in all, 3-2. Still very early days in this game. Still so much to see.
Oh, absolutely. LDLC now just on the pistols, going towards Squeaky Door. No flashbang to work with, just trying to use that CZ. We know how powerful it is these days, but this is waiting for them with the HE and AK spray down. Devil, though, that's a nice shot. Crouching behind the sandbags in middle. He takes off the head of Angel there. 4-on-4, but still a lot of work to do here on the CT side. Don't really have much information to work with at all. HellRaisers is holding up in the default stance. There's Maniac trying to get some of that intel, and he will be put to bed by Dead Fox. 4-on-3. They just have to hold up now to keep waiting for the reactions to come through from the CT side. They've got a minute to work with here. Eventually, get together, presumably head towards the B side of the map, considering they have B storage control, and don't have to reclaim too much here.
Why did he just drop his...
to pick up this gun, so they can't get it themselves, I guess.
Didn't actually see that on the boost, but yeah, that makes sense. At least they're policing it.
Yeah.
We saw that Devil last time did push up towards A main, upgraded from the UMP to the rifle, so good to see them going through the motions, and I guess Zero could do an upgrade down the line, but I don't know what's available anymore across the map. You might have to just stick on the Galil. As the rest of LDLC, well, they've got Deagles, 1 P250, and, well, they're not in the right place nor at the right time, so HellRaisers probably not going to lose out on too much. Going through the motions, keeping this relatively clean, quite concise, still working it out. I like it, they're not rushing things. They're down to 18 seconds. Devil's gotten close, so I guess that cross towards site, towards B could have been a danger, but they seem to be able to abscond away from that as Devil does fall. And Alex and Existence now join him. So maybe they can get a gun or two at absolute best, but I doubt much more can come of it. Tag through the wall possibly at Checkers there, but what? Dead Fox, are you good? Alright, that's a little odd that he just kind of completely ignores the possibility of that being a factor, but there it is. Losing out on an additional one, not ideal. Dead Fox is on 3.7k, so it's not like he's exactly, flush for cash, but
sure.
It's not the end of the world. It's still just not what you'd want to be seeing.
3-3, we do tie things up though, and another roll for Twanu here. Still not a comfortable buy for LDLC. They have lost 3 rounds in a row, so loss bonus accumulating, but no kits available, no head armor, but that's not a big deal against the AKs or the AWP. Pistols come out, that certainly is, and we're getting a little bit aggressive here for Twanu, getting towards that squeaky door position, trying to find the first kill. He isn't going to find anything just yet, but there's a shot coming off any second now. Oh, so many flashbangs. It's just going to hold him at bay for now. Ooh, through the wall. That's a really nice shot. He was hitting some spicy ones yesterday, and that's even better. I thought he could probably leg him through that position, but actually gets the full 100 damage in.
Not going to complain of that. Nice little, not, I wouldn't say freebie, so certainly had to work in it for that after that flash comes in as well. Got to almost feel for easier than just having to go through the motions and then kind of getting caught on it. But at the moment, HellRaisers now having to work with 4, and their hard carry's gone. It's mostly been that kind of presence from Isa until this point. So Woxic, Dead Fox, Zero, and Angel now having to pick up a little bit.
That's nice work from Twanu. Certainly had to work with the AWP kill. Flashed off, smoked off, naded, but he makes it work. And now it's up to HellRaisers to recover here. They've still got 2 smokes and 4 flashbangs here, a couple of Molotovs as well with mid control coming through. They have to be careful though. Alex lurking towards that connector. Flashbang up towards highway, and Twanu has moved towards a quad position as well. It's good. Hybrid position, you can look towards main entrance and towards highway as well. And we have a boost from Devil, who can back up similarly towards both sides of the map.
And this is a very deep setup from LDLC. Existence, great flashes coming through, but dancing in front of him, he can't quite connect. HellRaisers are not out of this. They've traded really damn well into this. Every single one fighting back for a kill there. Twanu could have maybe made a little bit more on that cross then, but he had a second to work with and he did his best. But that's going to mean the bomb's planted. We're in that after plant situation. Angel playing under that kind of like tar pool here. Could have had a challenge, but super aware of Devil coming through the vents, and now it's just Twanu.
Yeah, they had no kits into this round, and Twanu with the AWP, it's not ideal if he hits this shot very quickly. Now we've got a chance. 1v1, Angel lurks towards the checker position, upgrades to the AK-47, knows he's there, and nails the shot as well. Twanu saved the round just about there. It's still going to be quite a close defuse, but he should be absolutely fine. I have to say, Existence with the whiff of the game so far. That spray, it got a bit awkward with the jumping around and spinning of the player in front of him, but still, he definitely should have got 1 kill there. Made things very uncomfortable for his team, and Twanu just about clutching out the round. Here he comes towards that squeaky door position. We said it was a good shot, certainly was.
Oh, we're going back again for seconds. Oh, I was hoping for the rewind shot. Don't tease us.
We were going to go even slower, I think.
You love the sound as well.
Yeah.
Big fan.
So there it is. It's going to be LDLC winning the round, Lauren, but just about. You can see how the money hasn't been established for them whatsoever. Famus's UMPs, the saved AWP, no kits once again. Twanu goes towards A, but HellRaisers more than enough cash to buy into this one. Win this is double eco territory for LDLC. Pretty default spread for the CD side right now. Maniac alone towards B, but Existence waiting by the vent, so it can be backed up pretty quickly.
Devil is so desperate to get into this.
Yeah.
His aggression, it's good once in a while. That dash of it, great, but playing late in, dry like that towards A main, you're asking for trouble.
He wanted to claim territory. He wanted to get in towards A main, Molotov the entrance, flash through, isolate a player, but exposes himself. You can actually throw that Molotov without being so deadly close like he was, but unfortunately got taken down. And it will be Alex boosted up now. This is the recovery. Famus, not the most ideal weapon for that position. It's very loud. Difficult to find multiple frags with it. Let's see what he can do.
Nice flash setting as well. Catching both Twanu and Alex if they'd actually worked off it. But no, slowed it down for a second. Alex still on notice. There's the follow-up flash. Popping just as it breaches through A main. Molotov start to go in. They haven't actually hit just yet. Easter's still by Squeaky, and this crossfire is pretty harsh for Twanu. He's going to be sat very close by, and here comes the spray. Alex not perfect on that shot, but that's great. Takes the aggressive angle, tries to buy a bit of time, gets in their faces while he can. Only had limited amounts left in the clip. Easter now left in the 1v2, but he's been excellent so far. But his excellence won't go any further. Maniac waiting on highway will do the job.
Nice work there. We did say it'd be a difficult position for Alex, but they don't check it whatsoever. Gifted a chance at that first shot, and then luckily up against the AWP of Woxic, he misses the shot and he gets the double. Does damage to the third as well, but Issa, like he said, has been very good so far. Can't find the kill on Maniac, and it's another decent round for LDLC, just about winning it once again. Still not fully established. Still have UMPs and Famuses, but now whittling down the economy of HellRaisers. You can see they do force into this round, but it's with the Galils, CZs, Deagles. Still going to be dangerous territory for LDLC. LDLC as they push into A main once again, but this time actually taking full control and will fall back after dropping their nades. And from what I can see so far, HellRaisers is getting ready for a mid to B split. Zero holding towards the Sunroom, and Existence will be challenged here at the vents and distracted by his own teammate. He does go down. This is looking a little bit clumsy, but they are finding the frags, and it should be quite comfortable in the end.
Yeah, if HellRaisers only knew what happened during some of that was a bit uncomfortable. But the money's now kind of starting to deplete from HellRaisers, so you might see the Deagles, maybe a P250 or two, but wondering what else they go with. Only users so far going for the purchase. Below 2k, but only just. CZ for 0, Deagle for Angel. Everyone else just staying on what they've got pretty much here against a pretty nice buy now coming out from LDLC. So LDLC beginning to maybe get back into this. HellRaisers did start to, you know, push themselves through those gun rounds once they suffered through those first 3, but let's see what they're up to this round. And well, I don't know what to expect really. If they can get a couple of Deagle kills, that'd be amazing, but never easy.
Not really much they can do with this one. Cash does lend itself to those Deagle picks. That's what this is trying to pull off right now. Gifted an opportunity there, but can't quite find the shots. I'm sure the CTs will start to fall back at this point, and you can even allow them to have mid control. It's not a huge deal against pistols. They won't have much utility here. There's no point chancing. They could find a shot like that. Well, it's going to be a couple of them.
God.
Oh my goodness, Angel, that was lovely.
How the hell did he find Swanu as well? That is very, very good. The damage is being done now, but finding 2 kills, if they can get that bomb across... What? Dead Fox finds another? Alex gets completely slapped down. This is getting a little bit scary here. Existence and Maniac, you're starting to wonder where the hell the rest of your teammates just went. How did that even happen? Maniac will claim Issa, but there's still 3 men in their way, and those Deagles are still up. There's a UMP, there's a CZ, plenty of opportunity. You can see that little bit of caution now creeping in, but the Molotovs begin to burn. Thankfully, they were handling it, but Zero can still be such a threat up on the box. Can't do it in the end, and the defuse will come through.
Well, Deagles from hell. That looked very nice indeed. Angel, I have to say this from his POV. So the first shot was when they went for a bit of intel, just jumping over the top. Yeah,
this has got to be dirt.
2 shots, 2 kills. And we put in the bonus sound effect. When it's extra spicy, we put that one in.
Oh, yeah.
That's when you know it's a good one. So the Deagle working out quite nice. They get the bomb down to a 4-on-2 situation, but it didn't have the HP to hold it off. Maniac and his teammate had the incendiaries to work with there, flushed them out, took them down 1 by 1, and just about win the 1v1. It goes down to 7-3. Double AWP set up now.
Existence the AWPer.
Used to be. Back in Source, is actually the best AWPer in the game. Ago. Yeah.
All right. Mate, you know what? People are getting excited for Brazilians returning. Why not the return of Existence the AWPer? Why not?
Yeah, I used to be terrified of him.
Didn't like it?
Dust 2, man. That was still have nightmares about the stuff he used to do on that map. Unspeakable things.
Pretty sure that's why they removed Dust 2 from the pool in CSGO, just for your mental sort of
exactly.
benefit. Well, we'll see.
PTSD.
Yeah, flashbacks to Dust 2. We'll see if he's up to scratch here. He's going to be under a fair amount of scrutiny. There are 3 players waiting on that jump-off point. Woxic's just lining up, pretty sure, a smoke here, but the support system is in place. Nice bit of timing for Maniac there, working through to catch Zero just as backs turn towards Checkers, but Existence very close by, handling it well, not too much of a threat just yet, but he's done okay. He's had his teammates there, and Woxic not got a shot in this one, so well shut down again by LDLC.
Absolutely. Looking quite clean there as well. 4 players surviving, and no plant coming in for HellRaisers. They will have maximum loss bonus, but not really enough for a full buy. They can just about get glass cannon if they want to, but here comes the final purchases. Yeah, Galil is going to be the compromise there. That's for Woxic. They still have a decent array of utility as well. Smokes, Molotovs there, flashbangs. And need to aim for a bomb plant at least to dive into the next one. Zero, aggressive towards B storage, drops smoke to the entrance and flashes the AWPer off as well. Gets himself in towards Sunroom. Round number 12 here. That's been quite a fast half. Towards middle, we have Alex looking for any boosted players. And Existence, like we said, warping towards B.
I just saw your name in game. You can't see it there. It just showed up. You and Alex having a lovely combination.
Yeah, I know which one you're in.
Yeah, very. It just popped up. I was like, huh. HellRaisers quite slow this time. Taking a little bit of their sweet time on this. I can't really blame them. They've got plenty to work with. Maybe wanted to find a way, consider how they're going to get past these double AWPs. Surely aware of it in Existence now, as Existence did find one of those kills. Maniac being played off the back of Existence as well. As soon as he gets contact, Maniac can take a bit of a fight on it. And HellRaisers, let's see where they are right now. Just trying to get that boost towards middle. 2 players there. One by T-Red, and that's the player to find Alex. They're all going to go on the jump off from this. This is the launch pad. 1 kill in middle. Here comes the absolute barrage of Molotovs and everything else, but good timing for Devil to get towards A main. Not sure if anyone spotted him, but Twanu is under real pressure here. Players up highway. He succeeds in his fight. Sadly, Devil only able to find 1, but good enough. At least Twanu has a chance of existing for now. Let's see where you got, Twanu. As soon as that shot comes through, they knew what was around that corner. Good bait work from Dead Fox and the boys. So 3v2 now. Existence again going to be put to task.
Yeah, I haven't seen much of this AWP just yet. Maniac coming from Squeaky Door as well. That's what he has to wait for here. Is the door closed? Indeed it is. That makes things very difficult indeed. Open it up, look towards Forklift, hope for the best, but no one there. Goes to the wall bang now. This round feels like it's over. I don't think Existence can really roll back the years that deep as he goes in with the P250. That's a nice attempt now. No scope potentially here. Oh, doesn't land it. That was his chance. Maniac's helping him out. Existence does nothing, but I like it. Good attempt there. P250 did work out at the start, but the AWP, we haven't really seen it work as of yet, Lauren. We haven't seen that magic kind of appearing on the server.
It's always quite nice to have the concept of it, though, isn't it? Again, Maniac basically doing the heavy lifting.
Yeah.
But, you know, for the sake of our hopes and dreams, we like it being
It's
there.
kind of similar, kind of like Markelov, you know, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Like when people cast
Anders
him,
every
everyone gets
time.
super excited when he picks up the AWP. Like, it's maybe not to that extent. Like, I don't think anyone remembers him like I do with the AWP. Like,
Well, you had the personal experience.
Like, Source players will, but it's not as legendary, right?
Christ. Yeah, they're going to quicken up the pace. HellRaisers here, just going to try and burst through towards B. And Existence again locked out of this, not really being able to get much of a play going for himself. Smoke's already up towards CT. Bomb not quite there on the cross yet, just been thrown down, casually on the floor. Angel going to run the gauntlet and get the bomb towards site as he holds close way and see if there's a push. But LDLC, going to be hard to play retake on this. I'm surprised it had taken this long to see that much of a pace change coming out from HellRaisers. Once you know that double up's in play, you try and make those hits count and you make them fast. So it does seem as though it's save time for LDLC. 1 man down, time to save. Those double ups are quite precious, of course. And what else are you going to do? Playing retake on this, never easy. So again, plenty to keep into the next round. A bit of a swift one here.
Oh, absolutely. Not really much they have to do. 1 kill. Fast play towards B. Like he said, the smokes go down. The double AWP setup, that can be its flaw. If you do lose control of a bomb site there, 2 AWPs to retake a site like that. Very, very tight choke points indeed. When they've got all their utility to work with, there's locking out the Molotovs, the smokes. You can't just push through. You can't just try and no-scope people. It's not realistic. So LDLC make a very wise and informed decision just to hold up and towards CT spawn. And they'll be absolutely fine, keeping 4 players alive, keep their money strong. They're coming to the closing sector of the game. The money isn't actually as swollen as I thought it would be, considering they won 6 rounds in a row. Even after reinvestments right now, they've only got about 2k per player. So that was the right call to make. That round was probably out of their grasp.
So being quite frugal on this. Being well aware. Existence, yeah, you're not keeping control of this. HellRaisers have found another gear to go to, and it is just blistering through towards B. Okay, they lost out on Dead Fox in mid. That's a bit of a problem. That will at least make this retake viable for LDLC, but they've still got plenty of utility on HellRaisers to deny this. And again, LDLC are so locked out here. I don't know how much they're going to get done. This is the almost mirror image of that round just prior.
They've spotted the weakness, I think. I feel like Existence on the AWP just doesn't really seem to be yielding fruit for them whatsoever. It's the AWP setup. They've realized they can just get in there, find a kill. Even if they just trade a frag and drop the smoke, the defense in the B bomb site doesn't seem to be working out for LDLC. They will go for the retake this time though, but simple frag so far for HellRaisers. Alex up to him now. Has been a decent fragger for LDLC. Opens things up, but time ticking away. And disadvantage now for the French side, and they are getting something done. Full defuse had to happen at that point, and it's the B bomb site. Ran over again. HellRaisers do survive with 2 players, but it's round number 15. The money should be fine regardless. And that's going to be LDLC now. Losing the lead, potentially in terms of they could have got double digits, and it's the B bomb site that does fall apart. And they'll have to scrape together a buy here to finish things off. It'll be UMPs, FAMASs, a couple of M4s, and the AWP comes out as well. Have a look at the scoreboard one here. Existence 5 for 7. Yeah, not his best showing so far. Alex 17 kills, Twanu 14, Maniac 12. It's Devil and Existence that haven't really had the best. So the run boost comes in towards the B site, or A site, I should say. Should probably know that by now. We'll get there eventually. I'm new here.
Yeah. You don't cast much CS.
No, exactly. But that's
upcomer.
We don't normally see it boosted like that anymore. Like if the T's get very quickly in towards Ace, already can hear you. But just to know, walks in now, opening things up. Takes down Twanu, and it's going to be another fast approach. This seems to be working very well for HellRaisers. This is choosing an objective at the very start of the round, going together, hitting the shots, and this should be the 6th round for them all day long.
They put LDLC in a really awkward spot. Existence had to use all that utility early, get no information, had to sit back on it, because, well, he knew they were just consistently hitting that B side was the weakness, and there it is. HellRaisers just switch it up on a diamond. At least they found that way back into this. For quite a stretch, it was LDLC being very, very dominant here. They're up to 9 rounds, sure, but HellRaisers found that weakness, and they worked it back. They've got themselves a very, very malleable scoreline. They can come back in, win that pistol. They're right back at the cusp of this. But this is only the first half. Second half will be coming up in just a moment's time. So guys, do stay tuned, and we'll find out how this one continues to unfold. LDLC do maintain the lead. However, HellRaisers are certainly bringing this one back. Once they found a bit of a weakness, they certainly didn't let go. They brought this right back to the brink, and it all can come down to this first round now in the second half.
Absolutely. The pistol can actually deliver 3 rounds for a side, so if HellRaisers win this, we're up to 9-9. And HellRaisers towards the end actually got the better side. They found weaknesses. Existence couldn't frag. Opted to pick up the AWP, which actually was a downfall of LDLC. I think it was better with just a single AWP and having Twanu aggressive, dynamic, finding opening picks. As soon as they fell back off that stance, that's when things fell apart. They realized Existence was playing towards that B side, just kept rushing that. Did it 3 or 4 times, managed to take him down, and has locked LDLC out of the game. Second half will begin. Obviously, we swap the halves now, and will be LDLC to try their hand at the T side. Known to be quite a tactical team, I would say, with good executions. Cash lends itself to that sort of play. You don't have to use it. Lots of different approaches work. You do defaults, rushes, and obviously executes as well. Lots of fakes available on this map, and we'll see what they bring to the table here on the pistol. Quite a tactical passage, yeah.
Talk me through that.
So 3 smokes, 1 of which is a Molotov, and 2 flashbangs as well. To me, that suggests you're going towards A. You're smoking towards 2 on the bomb site, 1 towards highway, and maybe splitting the entire bomb site itself. We'll see where they end up. Obviously, we can always have a million different variations, but that's what I'd predict, judging what we're seeing so far. They are going to hold in the default, wait for any CT aggression, which is very common on the CT pistol. But yeah, smoking to the left-hand side of the bomb site. 2 of those there. 1 on highway. Flashing over, saving the Molotov for the post-plant situation. Maybe Molotoving MBK as they go in. And they do edge towards A. You normally leave 1 boosted up towards middle as well for the backstab, but we'll see if those smokes, I predict they do come in.
Now, this is very interesting from LDLC. Not quite the orthodox approach, but Angel, I think, has spotted out... I don't know if he's actually seen everything, or at least anything at this point. The flash quite early here. Probably not going to be prepared for these Molotovs to come through. Yeah, that's going to put Issa on notice. Has to fall back towards site. Angel and Issa now both kind of pinned in the same place, and the smokes are relatively normal. They still have 2 smokes up at this point, and what on earth is this? I don't get the plan. This all fell apart. There was nothing special about it in the end. And the players from HellRaisers just went, all right, we'll fall back to site, and cool, this is lovely.
I assume they had those smokes ready for the post plant. They didn't anticipate that to go horribly wrong like that. So it was just one smoke, which was highway, which was, like you said, very common, flashing in Molotov towards MBK, but then just completely torn apart here, one by one. And
very nice.
Yeah, it was lovely. You can't fault that, but had they had maybe that one smoke on the bomb site where I said just so it would lock out at least one of those players, and they would have had a chance. But I think they just kept the two smokes up. Just when they get the bomb down, they can smoke the pathways to the bomb site and then have a strong crossfire. But that looked pretty lackluster, didn't it? Nothing to really write home about. And it will be HellRaisers with nice fragging ability there, winning the round, and a force spike comes through from LDLC. They didn't get that bomb down. So they have Deagles, 3 of those. Maniac with a PT50, Devil with a CZ. Just a note as well, Tuano has gone all in with them. So the AWP, if they don't win this round, it's going to be difficult for him to pick up.
See if that does affect him down the line. For now. Again, a relatively passive, slower start for LDLC. Not exactly just running around trying to get something done. They have made it out in middle. Alex being baited up to this point, basically. Existent died for his needs, and that is brilliant from Alex. Finding 2, when the odds certainly didn't favour him in this situation. But there it is. The pressure now really starts to mount. And all right, Tuano seemingly had faith in the right place, at least until this instance. Woxic and Zero can still deny this. Good flash, good smoke. That should allow for a bomb plant.
Well, bomb is planted now. Not the best of plants. It can be diffused on the bomb site itself behind those barrels. But Woxic, he's made his way towards the site. Devil went towards Squeaky Door. Tuano, I was about to say the forklift. He's gone down now. Defuse certainly a possibility, but Maniac trying to save the day here. Coming out towards Highway, and save the day he shall. 2 kills with the P250. And that's exactly what they need. The plant there is always so scary. I hate planting there because it looks like it could be safe and you can go towards A main, but they can actually just tap the bomb and be fully covered. And that was lovely by Alice to give them an opening. It felt like it was falling apart a little bit, but Maniac with that P250, run and gun, manages to take both kills, and they had no idea he was coming.
Yeah, Maniac's positioning recently in these sort of late mid-round situations, very good. He's been able to find ways into situations I didn't expect. And LDLC going all in towards B at the moment.
Not the B rush, it's a contact play from what I can work out right now, which means get as close as you possibly can until you get contact, and then you drop in. But they're going to be doing a couple of smokes, Molotovs here as well, flashbangs presumably, and the flashbang Molotov combo is very deadly. You can see they get a bit burned up and they panic, and then you're going in. This is looking very promising now from the LDLC side.
Oh, I like this. Why not? You can afford all that, the additionals, the Molotovs and what have you. It works really well.
Yeah, not much you can do to defend against that, I'm afraid.
No, so Zero and Woxic were doing the very best, but blind burning, you're not exactly given much of a chance to fight back. And a clean round, always nice for LDLC to give themselves an additional bit of a boost with, considering HellRaisers certainly unraveled that first strategy, that first little idea that came through from LDLC, so a good way to bite back into this for themselves. 3 do stay alive for HellRaisers, not much more to be gained into the next round. Even if they did do much into this, you're not going to win it really against the 5 armoured, decently weaponed players against you. So eyes towards the future here for HellRaisers. I did feel as though once that first round came in, we could have been seeing right back at the door sort of CS, almost tied up straight away. But not yet for LDLC. They're putting up a great couple of rounds here, and I'm relatively surprised by LDLC every time I watch them. It always just looks like good CS.
Well, the last couple of days it has been. For HellRaisers, though, they get a second bite of the cherry here with the force bite. They do have a couple of CZs available, a Deagle as well with the armor. Definitely worth saving it. When you know the round's definitely over, you might as well just see what you can do. And are we having a replay of the 180 there?
That's it.
All right. Was it like Tony Hawk's moment? Just have a look at it.
Yeah.
That was sick 180, kickflip.
Yeah, and didn't you collect Skate or something around the map? I was a big fan of Tony Hawk.
Yeah, me too.
The soundtracks were amazing.
They were. And, the second one is probably the absolute best. That was very, very good.
I remember what was on it. I remember it was Goldfinger.
Goldfinger,
was
Superman
amazing.
was on there.
Yeah, that was one of the main themes, right?
Yeah.
That was pretty decent. There would be more to talk about if this was one of the rounds that normally you see being kind of a contended sort of marker, but considering not all of them have the upgrades, of course, because only 3 of them stayed alive, you're kind of unlikely to see much more. But if someone could maybe edit that lovely 180 clip to contain some of the Tony Hawk original sort of things, maybe a bit of a kickflip, bit of an ollie, whatever you fancy.
Yeah.
We'd love to see it. We love a good slow-mo.
If you really want to waste your time doing that, then please do. Get involved. Play along
Send
at
it
home.
through to your community clips. We love them. We put Rush on the screen normally, so, you know, why not? But there's a lot of presence here, actually, from HellRaisers. Back to topic. They've been able to put themselves in the right place at the right time, and this is where things get a little bit scary, and you can see the hesitation now from LDLC. They back towards main, but do they come back through? It does seem as though they're going to try and explode towards this. Existence is just running in, and he knows he needs to. This could all fall apart. It's down to 2. 30 seconds left. It'd need a bit of, you know, something pretty nice from Angel, and that's certainly it. One more bullet, and that'll do the job. What on earth is happening here? Angel finding 3 is perfect, but that round should not have gone that way.
Well, that's why it's worth saving. The upgraded pistols, the armor as well. LDLC with a full execution towards the A side there, but things got very chaotic very quickly indeed. By the time they committed, one player went down, the CZ, proving to be a very scary weapon in the current meta, and they got a little bit distracted by that first kill. Didn't want to commit, wanted to fall back potentially. Seemed like there was a bit of a miscommunication in the time they did start actually going in as a unit. They were getting dinked up, and it just looks like a bit of a nightmare generally, but still money to buy here on the T side. It's Devil with a fast play, takes down Deadfox, 5 on 4 as they head back towards the B side. Splitting between Checkers and the storage area as well. It's Woxic and Zero to defend.
Well, Woxic 0 trying to find room around that smoke, and he finds more than room. He finds an opposite number. Good work from him, but can't find any more, having to commit to one side of that Molotov, the smoke, everything else, but there's still 0 alive here, and there was a chance for the follow-up. But they've done good damage considering how much pressure was on them, but LDLC still retain the numbers. Yet to get the bomb plant, but decent enough plant positions already. Angel and Issa certainly going to have their work cut out to fight a way back through.
They have got kits available, no nades now. HEs for LDLC. Twanu, a maniac, could throw them through the smoke. That'd be a good call right now, but better just to have your rifles out, boys, I would say. Flashbang towards spawn. CTs now really do need to get a move on if they have any chance in this situation. Issa and Angel looks like they've made the call just to fall back. Once again, save the weaponry. They did win an eco, so what's the cash looking like? Issa 2,500, the rest of them sub 1,000, so they're only there 1,400 next round, but they'll have 2 weapons to save. So 3 players at double eco regardless, so they'll force into it. Forcing around 2 rifles saved is actually not the worst outcome in the world, you know, so that's something to work with. So they'll get the CZs out once again. They've won one of those rounds before, and I'm sure it can still cause some damage here.
Yeah, it was a little bit curious. That did so much. Who am I to doubt it, though? But let's see what they go for. Spreading the wealth. And a timeout being called.
So,
LDLC calling it.
Oh, really?
According to the screen, at least.
Maybe. Like, you never know.
Yeah.
You got, like, in this one, it's not as regulated, right? Because obviously, if you have your coach and stuff, you can still talk the entire time. Like, online games, you can't really police that. And you get about 5 minutes, like, pause time total. That's for technical and tactical stuff. So if you want to discuss something, you're not sure, maybe you're working out what they have to work with here. They've saved 2 M4s, they get $1,400 per player. He's just doing the maths and working out, okay, what do I need to do here to actually take them down? We had some trouble against the CZs before. I'll have a look at the HellRaisers approach. I have bought one more set of armor, as you can see on the screen, and it's a CZ in the back pocket of Angel. Does he know he's got that? He wants to probably drop it to one of the guys with default weaponry right now. Or does he just want to keep it for himself? He's that greedy.
Be a nice guy, Angel. Come on.
Hook me up, Angel. Wow, they're just buying their own. We're just throwing money away around
Angel, it's just a little mean, isn't it?
Yeah.
Fair enough. Joe, he'll probably get a kill with it. You know, it's fine.
Issa's got head armor.
Wait, what?
And he's got the FAMAS now. Okay.
Okay, so they've very strange. And LDLC already are in A. What is HellRaisers' plan? What have they been up to? I don't think they had a plan. They went for a mid stack, and LDLC just flipped this right around on them. Deadfox surrounded on both fronts, and what an absolutely lackluster round from HellRaisers. I don't know what the plan was there, but it certainly didn't work out.
LDLC had a plan. Rush A as fast as they possibly could, look towards highway, find 3 of them all just lined up, and put them to bed. Wasn't bad at all.
It worked pretty well. Yeah, can't complain. Not bad stuff. That's going to be 13 to 8, and
that was the force buy as well.
Yeah, that's the money in the old trash can.
Yeah, second stage loss bonus next round, which is $1,900, and 0, 5, and 14. I don't think he'll be doing much of this situation apart from saving the M4.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's hunting that far from LDLC either, so he should be fine. They'll look towards CT, but yeah, their money's not phenomenal either. But HellRaisers really in a horrible state now, money. coming into it. We're still at, you know, sub 2k at points. Angel got a little bit more, obviously, but not much. We have that one M4 kept for 0. I don't know what he's going to try and do with it. We've seen stranger things happen. They've been able to win some of these very odd rounds, but not this one, probably. I hate saying it now because we're actually seeing these kind of very clean rounds, even without the upgrades and all the armor and, you know, the Tech 9s like we used to see. Actually able to do a great deal.
Yeah, P250s for some reason has got sick recently.
Yeah, it was like the stuff we saw on, you know, Inferno not long ago. Yeah, so much has happened, but and this is pre-nerf, or, you know, change, should I say. So they do get adjusted. It's not just a complete and utter nerf. But yeah, let's see what Zero's up to, wherever they put him, just on highway. Okay. And it is the same old A hit, to a degree. So is there, P250 in hand, in the smoke, begging for support. Zero, not far off, playing from the upper catwalk. If the flashes are good, which they are, this could be great. That's 2 kills for Zero. That's a third! This is very costly now, and somewhat possible. If Woxy could just maybe get something done with just that default pistol, the P2K in hand, that could have been maybe something more to be seen with the P250 from Angel 2, but a rifle recovered. Woxic, what can you achieve here? 2k in the bank, so not a great deal. And 2 players in front of him. Swanu on site, Devil by quad. Smoke put down towards the left side of him as he works his way through towards the front side of sight. No kit, of course, no armor. Limited options. He sees no one. The timing here from LDLC is lovely. Yeah, keeping it well under wraps. Not going to give that one away, even though it got very close.
It did. Zero, a nice little attempt there. Got the 3-man spray down, but unfortunately, it might be in vain. They still have a ton of cash here. Unless you're winning the round at that point, it doesn't really matter. You haven't really kept them modest. Even after the rebuys here, we have
Henry.
like 5 figures. Oh my goodness. It is good, isn't it? It really does add something to the broadcast when they have that.
The groan at the end
jarring
was
noise that comes in.
Quite nice.
Yeah. I like it. Well, no kits available, and it's fast play once again. Alex is just playing like a man possessed right now. He's finding spawn control, and it's getting through smoke. He doesn't find the kill, but his teammate Devil gets the refrags. 2 of those, Zero fighting back. Another decent round being set up for him. It seems 3-on-3 now, looking for match point. That is LDLC as they head towards the A side with the bomb. But look at Maniac. He's going towards the B side by himself, trying to pull a rotation. It might not even matter. This is such a brutal round. This is like Pug style right now. Just getting up the spawns, running through the smokes, holding choke points, and then Maniac's backstabbing the other side and it's killing everyone. There's match point, and I think that will be the game indeed.
Yeah, that was winning out on every single front, wasn't it? You take a fight towards mid, okay, you lose out on Alex, but then 2 kills go your way. Try and make a little bit of a play towards B, and Maniac quite slow about it, still wins out on the fight, you win out on it. You're winning on every single front. Nicely done to LDLC. And another timeout we have. And this one's for HellRaisers now. Just to annoy us, I think. You know, it's like we can't win anymore. We don't believe in ourselves. We're going to buy some time. No. I do hope they bring a little something because we saw that return from HellRaisers. They had a little bit of a tricky time. Oh, I hope we get the death slow-mo groan. Please.
Come on, please, please.
Just leave it go. No, don't. Cut away.
It has to be a slow-mo clip, I think.
Yeah,
that's what we get at.
Yeah, it's not the same without it. But we do have a couple more seconds we get back into this. But yeah, I'm a little underwhelmed by HellRaisers. They win the weird rounds, you know, when they just have, you know, like 1 Deagle or 1 P250. They seem to be able to do some damage there, but beyond that, it's been incredibly turbulent on this CT side for them.
Well, last chance saloon here for the HellRaisers. Scout. UMP pistols. It's not looking great. LDLC. As I thought, like from HellRaisers, like I didn't know much about his team. Obviously, I didn't even thought Dead Fox would still be open. That just doesn't make any sense to me. Like he was one of their keys to victory, really. Like even when they were going deep at big tournaments, premier events like Star Ladder, when they got to the semi-finals, I believe that was one of his best tournaments. That's when he was AWPing. You would think like he would probably try and keep peddling that instead of bringing in a new AWPer who's got no real top-tier experience. But each to their own. I haven't watched him play, obviously, so I can't really comment in that regard. But it will be 15-8 and the first kill going in favour of Existence. Very quick rounds here on the T side. That's Dead Fox completely shut down.
Yeah, this one seems to have already been wrapped up slightly. A little bit of a bow starting to form on it, at least for map 1. LDLC just seeming a little bit more consistent overall. I think HellRaisers have had some lovely peaks throughout this game, but again, who are going to be the difference makers now? We've still got Angel with a CZ, and he's been somewhat of a beast. Not sure if he's going to be able to hold middle with it, but he's going to give it a good attempt. LDLC, again, just hit the brakes. They've got a 2-player advantage, still got a minute on board. Absolutely no rush in this Maniac. Holding a lovely little angle, in case anyone goes wandering, which Zero might be considering. You can see this is just that stalemate situation. No one wants to make further mistakes, but HellRaisers need information. They need something. Zero's starting to feel some pressure. Backing away from Checkers, heading towards CT. And that smoke, that flash.
Oh, they've gone.
It's, yeah, they've fallen for it. Hook,
GG,
line, and sinker.
Lauren. It's over. The ref's called it already. I'm the referee.
Are you?
Yeah. And it's done.
Well, Henry G has called it. We might as well just move on to the...
Yes, it's just put it back on camera. And we'll call this one over. Yeah, unfortunately, it is a 5-on-3. And they've got a kit, but there's so much utility available still for the LDLC side. Nothing they can do to get back into this round, I'm afraid. It's just still towards middle on the connector. Zeros and CD Spawn, they're waiting, trying to hope they can get into this one, but it's just no way. There's just no possible, feasible way they can actually do any sort of damage here to the LDC side. It will be 16-8, pretty much confirmed now. Here comes the final couple of frags, and there it is. A good performance on the T side, I have to say. Giving 2 rounds away, one of which was the pistol round, well recovered. It was a very quick and huggy start, I have to say, from LDC towards the end. They did have some quite nice methodical rounds on the anti-ecos. They played those very well, but generally speaking, in the main gun rounds, off the spawns and just completely dictating the pace, I guess they knew the money was weak for HellRaisers throughout. They reset them, but it was still quite impressive in terms of the fragging potential, especially from Alex. He looked very good that game.
Well, there's another map coming up in a little bit of time. Before then, we're going to go to a short break, and when we're back, you'll be hearing from the analysis desk what they thought of this matchup.